Welcome to episode 5 of React.js tutorial series, React props. Props are arguments passed into React components. Props are passed to components via HTML attributes. React props. React props are like function arguments in JavaScript and attributes in HTML. To send props into a component, use the same syntax as HTML attributes. Example: add a brand attribute to the car element. Const myElement equals to car brand equals to Ford. The component receives the argument as a props object. Function car props return h2 I am a props.brand h2. Pass data. Props are also how you pass data from one component to another as parameters. Example: send the brand property from the garage component to the car component. Function car props return h2 I am a props.brand h2. Function garage return, in parentheses we have empty tags, and also h1 who lives in my garage. h1 car brand Ford. Const root equals to react dom dot create root document dot get element by id root dot render garage. If you have a variable to send and not a string, as in the example above, you just put the variable name inside curly brackets. Create a variable named carName and send it to the car component. Function car props return h2 I am a props brand h2. Function garage const carName Ford return h1 who lives in my garage car brand equals to carName. Const root equals to react dom dot create root document dot get element by id root dot render of garage. Or if it was an object, create an object named car info and send it to the car component. Function car props return h2 I am a props.brand.model h2. Function garage const car info equal একটা object তৈরি করছে আর কি, name Ford model Mustang. Return h1 who lives in my garage car brand equals to car info. Const root equals to react dom dot create root document dot get element by id of root dot render of garage. Note, React props are read only. You will get an error if you try to change their value. এখানে person name equals to যেটা হবে God knows কি হবে। person name equals to চলুন উপরে দেখে আসি একটা উদাহরণ, তাহলে হয়তো বুঝতে পারবো। আচ্ছা, এখানে ইয়া হবে আর কি, কার্লি ব্র্যাকেট হবে এই পাশে আর ওই পাশে, তো এছাড়া তো আর কিছু মনে হচ্ছে না। কার্লি ব্র্যাকেট হবে এই পাশে আর ওই পাশে, ফাইন। চলুন আমরা let's go to the next chapter. React events. Just like HTML DOM events, React can perform actions based on user events. React has the same events as HTML. Click, change, mouse over, etc. Adding events. React events are written in camel case syntax. On click instead of on click. So React event handlers are written inside curly braces. On click equals to shoot curly brackets instead of on click equals to shoot method in double quotation. React button on click shoot. Take the shot button. HTML button on click shoot. Method take the shot button. এখানে শুট হইতেছে কালি ব্র্যাকেট, এখানে শুট হইতেছে কি বলবো ডাবল কোটেশনে আবার প্যারেনথেসিসও আছে। Example, put the shoot function inside the football component. Function football const shoot এখানে হচ্ছে arrow function alert great shot. Return button on click shoot. Take the shot. Take the shot এখানে লেখা থাকবে বাটনের উপরে, এখানে ক্লিক করলে শুট অ্যারো ফাংশনটাকে করবে, কল করবে এবং তখন অ্যালার্ট হবে গ্রেট শট। const root equals to react.create root of document.get element by id root render root.render equals to football দিয়ে ফুটবলটাকে ফাংশন কল করবে। আচ্ছা ফাইন। Passing arguments. To pass an argument to an event handler, use an arrow function. Example, send goal as a parameter to the shoot function using array function. So, function football ভিতরে কালি ব্র্যাকেটের ভিতরে আছে const shoot a array function alert of a হচ্ছে argument. Return button on click করলেই arrow ফাংশনটাকে কল করবে, shoot গোল পাঠাবে আর কি। গোল হচ্ছে আর্গুমেন্ট, তারপরে টেক দ্য শট থাকবে বাটনের গায়ে লেখা বাটন ক্লোজড। const root equals to react.create root of document.get element by id root.render football হচ্ছে এখানকার ফাংশনের নাম। ওকে। React event object. Event handlers have access to the React event that triggered the function. In our example, the event is the click event. Example, arrow function sending the event object manually. Function football const shoot equals to ab. ab is the parameter argument, the arrow function alert.b.type. B represents the React event that triggered the function, in the case the click event. Okay. Return button on click event such a shoot goal event. Take the shot button. তারপর constant root হইতেছে react.create root document.get element by id of root semicolon root.render of football হইতেছে এই ফাংশনের নাম। This will come in handy when we look at form in a later chapter. Test yourself with exercise. Complete the statement to include a click event handler. পুরোটার সাথে কম্পেয়ার করি আমরা। বাটন এখানে অন ক্লিক লিখছে তো, তো এখানে অন ক্লিক হবে আর কি, এবং অন ক্লিক জিনিসটা ও এন ছোট হাতের, ক্লিকের সি বড় হাতের, এটা মনে রাখতে হবে। ফাইন, লেটস গো টু দ্য নেক্সট চ্যাপ্টার নাও। React conditional rendering. In React, you can conditionally render components. There are several ways to do this. If statement. We can use the if JavaScript operator to decide which component to render. We can use the if JavaScript operator to decide which component to render. Example, we will use these two components. Function missed goal, return each one missed. Function made goal, return each one goal. Example, now we will create another component that chooses which component to render based on a condition. Function goal props. Const is goal equals to props dot is goal. If is goal মানে true হলে return made goal ফাংশন কল করবে, অথবা otherwise return missed goal. সো সেটাই আর কি, রিটার্ন করলে তো ফাংশন থেকে বের হয়ে যাবে, তাই না? const root equals to react dom dot create root document dot get element by id of root root dot render goal is goal equals to false. আচ্ছা, try changing the is goal attribute to true. Example, const root equals to react dom dot create root of document dot get element by id root root dot render goal is goal equals to true. Logical and operator. Another way to conditionally render a React component is by using the logical and operator. Example, we can embed JavaScript expressions in JSX by using curly braces. Function garage props. Const cars equals to props dot cars return h1 garage h1 cars dot length greater than 0 and key h2 you have cars dot length cars in your garage h2 closing. Const cars equals to Ford BMW Audi. Const root equals to react dom dot create root of document dot get element by id of root root dot render garage cars equals to cars. Fine. If cars dot length is equals to true, the expression after logical and will render. Try emptying the cars array. Example, const cars equals to empty array. Const root equals to react dom dot create root of document dot get element by id root root dot render garage cars equals to cars. ternary operator. Another way to conditionally render elements is by using a ternary operator. Condition question mark true colon false. Fine. We will go back to the goal example. Return the made goal component if its goal is true. Otherwise, return the missed goal component. Okay. Function goal props const is goal equals to props dot is goal. Return is goal question mark made goal component. Otherwise, it is missed goal component. Const root equals to react dom dot create roof of document dot get element by id of root. Root dot render goal is goal equals to false. To learn more, see the ternary operator section. Exercise. Use the correct logical operator to complete the following component. Let's go to the next chapter since we have time. React lists. In React, you will render lists with some type of loop. The JavaScript map array method is generally the preferred method. If you need a refresher on the map method, check out the ES6 section. Example, let's render all of the cars from our garage. Function car props return li IMA props.brand closing li. Function garage const cars equals to Ford, BMW, Audi return h1 who lives in my garage h1 close ul cars dot map of car arrow function car brand equals to car ul const root equals to react dom dot create root of document dot get element by id root dot render equals to garage. When you run this code in your create React app, it will work, but you will receive a warning that there is no key provided for the list items. Keys. Keys allow React to keep track of elements. This way, if an item is updated or removed, only that item will be rendered instead of the entire list. Keys need to be unique to each sibling, but they can be duplicated globally. Generally, the key should be a unique ID assigned to each item. As a last resort, you can use the array index as a key. Example, let's refactor our previous example to include keys. Function car props return li IMA props.brand closing li function garage const cars equals to. This is an array of objects. Each object has two properties, ID and brand. Their ID are different and their brands are also different. Brands are Ford, BMW and Audi. Return h1 who lives in my garage ul cars.map of car arrow function car key equals to car.id brand car.brand. Okay. Closing ul const root equals to react dom dot create root of document dot get element by id root dot render of garage. Okay, I will have to see how much time is left. It's almost 20 minutes, so I plan not to go to any new chapter. Okay, guys, this was the fifth episode of this React JS tutorial series. I invite you to watch the next episode, which will be the sixth. Okay, until then, best of luck.